welcome to the Cheap Ass Podcast,
where we talk about life, love, and everything in between.
with little to no equipment.
This is the Cheap Ass Show.
Well, welcome to the Cheap Ass Show, guys. So it's me, Thomas,
Hi guys, it's François.
and today we're welcoming Tatiana. Hello, Tatiana.
Hi guys, it's very nice to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Tatiana is from Brazil, but she's gonna present herself a bit for you, for the guests, for the listeners. So yeah. Who are you, Tatiana? Who are you?
Yeah, that's a tough question actually. But yeah, hi guys, I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'm in Rome now for a week. I arrived last Wednesday. I'm here for studying film production. I already have a major in film from school in Brazil. I majored last year, actually, in the December. Yeah, I always wanted to come. I never been to Europe. It's my first time. It's really different. I didn't expect to be that cold. I'm not used to it. I don't like it, to be very honest. But I'm liking everything, yeah. The friends I've made since I've arrived and the people I've met, the things that I see. It's very nice.
So how did we met?
Yeah, that's a cool story. A friend of mine, when he came, he is doing the Erasmus program. And he came to spend the New Year's in Rome. And he stayed at Ostello Bello. And he texted me like, oh, I know you're coming. I have the perfect hostel if you want to be in. And here, that is the name of the hostel. And he sent me, I sent the hostel a DM on Instagram. I was like, hey, I'm coming to Rome. I'm there to study. I really need a place to stay. Do you take volunteers and stuff? So like, a couple of days after that, they answered me and we scheduled a meeting, an interview. And the manager, Ferdinando, shout out to Ferdinando.
Shout out Ferdinando. Shout out Ferdinando, yeah.
Yeah. And we did interview. I was like thinking, oh my God, yeah, very cool. He's very nice. Maybe in a couple of days, he will answer me about the job offer and stuff. And he like, yeah, right away, you're hired. I was like, really? Are you sure?
It seems to be really easy to get accepted into this hostel. Like you never really struggle.
Yeah, they accept anyone.
Yeah,
Me and
It's
Tomas.
kind of sketchy. Don't go there, guys. Don't go to Hostel Bello.
And yeah, he was like, yeah, I think you do great and stuff. So I was very excited. I called my mom like, Mom, I've been hired. So it's very cool. And then Tomas received me at the hostel. He's my boss. Kinda.
No, I'm not your boss.
I'm joking.
Okay,
but you are more experienced than me. So you taught me how.
Yeah, I know how to make pasta.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I know how to make pasta and where is the alcohol to take. That's the only thing I know, and I'm just gonna teach her in one day, and she will be more experienced than me. So.
Yeah, but I think your main job is to rizz up all the guests. Isn't
Yes.
It? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool part. And then that was how we met. And in the first day, we went out, and then I met you. It was very nice. It was like the craziest 24-hour of my whole life. I took a 11-hour flight from São Paulo to Rome straight. I arrived in Rome at 10 a.m. Went straight to the hostel. Worked that day, and then Tomas was like, "Yeah, I have a party. Do you want to go?" Of course, I want to go. And then, yeah. And we went. The DJ played Brazilian funk because I asked him. And it was €2 Aperol Spritz. And we went home in a Tesla Uber. I've never even saw Tesla before, but it was very cool. So it's the first 24 hours that I had in Rome.
Do you guys not have Teslas in Brazil?
Not that much. They're extremely expensive. €1 is €5. So you can imagine like everything being 5 times expensive. Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, because if you convert everything like my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm paying 15 reais for a Coke. That's that. Yeah, that's
for you.
strange.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know, like for you it's like €3. Okay, €3. Yeah, kinda.
€3 for Coke is already you're getting scam. I think you should
Okay,
change.
good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, good to know.
€3
Good
is
to know.
I mean, depends.
Like in restaurants, you know, you sit down. Yeah, it's normal in Brazil as well. Like if you sit down in a restaurant, soda is 60 reais, you know? So
€1.20.
yeah, but
I'm pretty good with maths, guys. Yeah.
How is life in Brazil? We have no idea. Like, how is it to be walking with your head facing down? Because you guys are on the other side of the planet.
Yes.
So your feet are on top and the head is towards the bottom. How is it like being at the beach wearing swimming suits all day?
yeah.
What's life like in the favelas? Like, tell us.
Yeah, in the favelas, I wouldn't know that much. I have a lot of friends because I've never lived there before.
This is the most cliche question.
Yeah. To be honest, but I have some friends that do live there. They are everywhere in the city, especially in the richest zones, because there are a lot of people that take advantage of being near rich zones to go out in the mountains and start making homes and living there. Because in Rio, it's a funny thing that the metro is only in the south zone, that is like the richest one, but they don't need the metro. They have cars. They have every way to move from place to place. So, for example, where I live, that is like a middle class neighborhood. It's not the suburbs, but it's a middle class neighborhood. We don't have the metro. We only have buses, and it don't work as well as the metro. It's not that comfortable. So yeah, I take the bus a lot. I don't have a driver's license. Yeah, that's
25 years old.
yeah, no, yeah. That's a funny thing. I took the test, but I didn't pass 2 times. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not a cheap thing to try. We have to take lessons before, like a lot of hour lessons, and I didn't pass. I cried a lot. My dad was. Yeah, okay. Because I never asked to have a driver's license, to be honest. I never asked like, "Oh, I want to drive." No, it was never the case. I turned 18 and my dad came up to me and was like, "Yeah, so I pay the school for you." I was like, "I don't want it." And yeah, but you should do. I was like, "Yeah, okay." But I didn't pass, unfortunately. But it doesn't I don't miss driving. It doesn't make any difference for me.
That's what you think.
Yeah, people often say that. Yeah, once you have a car and you drive, you won't be able to get in the bus anywhere.
By the way, I don't have a driving license either, but yeah.
But it's true. Going on night drives is a specific kind of feeling that you can't really replicate. It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
Speaking of cinematic.
Yeah. Yeah. Loved it. Yeah.
So Tatiana is working in cinema, we can say that, in production cinema in Brazil, and maybe now she wants to work in Europe. We'll see. We'll
Cross my fingers,
talk about all of that. So yeah, can you tell us about that part of your life, like working in cinema, and I mean also I think being passionate about cinema, and how is it going? How it work? Do you have tips for people?
Okay.
And what's your story about it?
So when I was at school and high school, I didn't have much idea what I wanted to do. I thought about law once, and I was like, yeah, maybe that's like the logical path. You have to choose between engineering, being a doctor, and law. Like those are the three main things. But yeah, I was between that. But I started taking pictures when I was 15 years old. So it's like 10 years ago. That hurts a little bit. But yeah, I started taking pictures 10 years ago when I was 15. I bought my first camera in the States. I went to Disneyland. And the the middle class like cliche. And I went to Disney and I started photographing there. I bought my first camera, so it's very nice. So I discovered photography through like a quite how can I say that? But unknown desire, you know. And I started documenting everything since then. And in high school, my I don't think it was in my last year of high school, but yeah, around that time we did like career path, some kind of stuff in school. And I discovered cinema university, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. And I talked to my mom, to my dad, and they were like, yeah, sure, go for it. Yeah. And they always supported me very much. I'm very grateful for that. My mom is an architecture, and my dad actually didn't graduate. He went for mechanical engineering.
Shout out to all the mechanical engineers out there.
Yes.
I know your pain.
Are you a mechanical engineer?
I am.
Yeah, cool.
In theory.
Okay, yeah. Not in practical, you are a host at a podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In my bedroom.
But and then I went to do art. I went to art school in Rio. Actually, it's not Rio. It's the city near Rio, Niterói. Yeah.
Repeat the name, sorry.
Niterói. Yeah.
Niterói?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. How is it to the vein?
To the vein?
To the vein?
To the vein? I don't know. The Brazilian accent is pretty complicated.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool also.
And I started a federal school, university in Brazil, because you have two kinds of school. You have the private ones. They are very expensive. There are ones that give scholarships and stuff. It was my case. And there are the federal ones, because the whole country does only test a unique test in a specific day. And everybody does the same essay. And with that grade, you get into a lot of different colleges, federal, state ones. And I went to a federal one for arts. But it was kind of a mess, because I've learned things like music and performance and dance and acting. There was nothing as specific as I wanted to be. So I was like, I did a year, but it was a very bad year for me. I came out of school. I studied in only one school my whole life. So when you come out of something very known for you since the kindergarten, it was like a huge impact. I was like in a totally different place with total different people. I was kind of lost. I didn't like the course that I was taking, so I took a year off. I was working at a small store selling clothes. I took a year off, and I worked there for a year and a half. And my dad was like, okay, you cannot be working, just working. You have to have a degree. You have to have an education. You gotta go back to study. I was like, yeah, okay. So what do I do? He was like, yeah, take the essay again. I was like, I was never doing that, because it's a whole year that you dedicated to this specific essay. So it's like too much pressure. If you fail, like if you woke up like not feeling well, you don't take the essay. So you just like spend the last year doing everything for nothing, you know? And then I was like, yeah, I'm not taking that again. I don't think I'm capable of it. And he enrolled me in this private school in 2019. I entered my first school in 2017. I finished high school 2016. Entered the federal school 2017. Spent 2018 working. And the first half of 2019 as well working. And I got in my school.
Where did you work? Sorry.
I worked selling clothes on a mall, in a store.
So nothing related to...
Nothing related to cinema, yeah. It was awful, because I would get in work 3 3:30 in the afternoon, and I would get out 10:30. But I had classes like 8 in the morning the next day. So I would stay from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. on the street, like every day of the week. And I worked 6 days a week. Yeah, it was very hard.
That's the hustle. You gotta.
Yeah, exactly. I did that for 6 months, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm never doing that again," because it started to get in the way of my education. I couldn't do the homeworks that the teacher asked because we have to shoot a lot of short films in the first semester of college, and I wasn't able. People went shooting in like Sunday or Saturday, so I was always working. But it was a good thing because I could I gathered enough money to do a workshop in Vancouver. So I went in July of 2019. I went there for 10 days. I stayed at a hostel as well. But I did a workshop. It was amazing. And that when I was like, yeah, okay, I gotta do this, and anytime I can, So I always wanted to study abroad, not for a very long time, because I really want to go back home and work there. I think Brazilian filmmaking is huge. We have a lot of potential, but it's getting wasted. We have a lot of films that runs for a lot of European festivals. There's a lot of films, and we don't appreciate it enough back home. So I definitely want to go back to filmmaking in Brazil, to make movies out of my own country. But yeah, we have more opportunities in Europe and maybe the States. But
what do you mean by Brazilians don't appreciate cinema?
We appreciate cinema as a whole, but we have like this thing that we call, how can I say that? Vira-lata syndrome. Vira-lata means stray dog, So we have this stray dog syndrome because we appreciate everything that comes from out of our country, but we don't appreciate everything that we have. Like since I got here, people are like, "Oh, cool, you're from Brazil. Okay, nice." But we don't see ourselves as like this exciting and different thing, Of course, we know that it's a country. It's very rich, culturally speaking. We have a lot of things to offer, a lot of nature, a lot of cool experience that you don't find anywhere else. But like the things that we produce, like movies and television and music and stuff like that, people appreciate more. And I can include myself because it comes from the whole structure. Because as you see, in Rio, we have the movies, like the hipster cool movies, just in the South Zone, that's the richest zone. But in the suburbs, in the favelas, or any other places that is not as rich, you don't have that kind of access to culture, So it's very difficult. We only have like the comedy Brazilian films that is available for everyone, or the biggest franchise from the States, like taking all of the screen space that we have on movies. So yeah, that's why we say that we don't appreciate as much as we should.
No, it's interesting because I would say we have kind of the same problem in France, where not as much, but well, the good French movies, they're depending, but they're not always accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
When you go to cinemas in where I live in the suburbs in Paris, the cinema don't put that type of movie. You have to go to Paris to see like a more independent movie and stuff like that. And you have a lot of good French movies, but when you live where I live, and I'm not that far away from Paris, at the cinema you only have like Fast and Furious, the new French comedy who are awful, Camping 1, Camping 2, Camping 3, Camping 4, Camping 5, and all that bullshit, So yeah, it's always but it's more, I don't think we have that much French people like France. I think that's not, we don't have as much that syndrome. It's just like maybe the good movies, they're not always, it depends.
Sorry, but just
Yeah, I was going.
Yeah.
I was going to say Anatomy d'une chute, which is Anatomy of Fall. Anatomy of a
Yes,
Fall
very good one.
But it's how long? Like before a French movie was made, we had like The Artist 10 years ago. But since that, when did you have a French movie that had so many?
Yeah, but when did you have a Brazilian one?
City of God? No.
Yeah, but it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, completely.
Like the last time we had a Brazilian actress as our movie competing was Fernanda Montenegro, but she lost to Gwyneth Paltrow for Shakespeare in Love. That's sorry guys, but that's ridiculous. That's something that we like more about like. Yeah, it's awful because we have a lot of great movies happening. Yeah, we have a lot of the Berlin Festival, a lot of Cannes Festival. So we have a lot of films coming up in those European festivals, huge ones. But in Brazil, we don't have the festival culture in Brazil, for example. We don't do as much. Like we have Festival do Rio, that is festival that happens in Rio. It's huge. It's very cool. It's very well known. But okay, that's it. We don't have that much happening. So yeah, it's tough to be a filmmaker in Brazil. It's really, really, really tough. That it makes more sense for everybody to come out of Brazil and do a lot of other movies and be successful and stuff. So, but that I don't know if that's what I want.
So yeah, you were telling us, so you did then you went into private school?
Yeah.
So if you can tell us about also the professional, when you work as a producer.
Yeah, it was funny because I started school and I was like, so I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to study graduation and then I'm out. But you don't make cinema by yourself. You don't make movies by yourself. So you need a whole crew. And I got familiar with a couple of friends. I entered college with a friend of mine from outside of it. And we would go, he was my neighbor, so we would go together and went back home together. And it was very nice. I got to meet a lot of people, but at the time, I didn't have the mentality that I have today. So today I know that everyone that I meet is opportunity that I can make from my head. Yeah. It's everything, like everything is opportunity if you think good enough. And back then I didn't thought about that. So I was like, yeah, of course I was cool with people. I met people. I talked to them a lot. But I didn't have the interest to make friendships and stuff like that. But in my second year of college, I started to meet some new folks, and it was very good. I met a lot of people that now are really close friends of mine. And then COVID hit it. I did a year and a half of only like online classes. It was awful, terrible. It was the worst thing ever because I could not meet anyone. We did not make movies, and the worst part for me it was movies about quarantine. I hated them so much because we were living it. Of course, it's the only story that we got to tell at that time, but we were already living it. I don't know. I don't want to see any more of it. Please, I was like begging people, please don't do that anymore. It came up like quarantine festivals and stuff like that. I hated it. And I stopped making movies for a period of time because of that. And I haven't had a work experience before that. I continued to photograph and stuff. I entered in 2019. I entered in a course for photograph specifically, because my dad met my professor, the owner of the course, and my dad is like a huge networking person, and he met my professor, and I got to do a lot of courses. So I basic photography, lighting for studio. I did Premiere Pro. I did Lightroom. I did a lot of courses, and turns out that this professor, that owns the school. He has the dream job. He travels the world doing workshops for students. So, for example, he went a lot. I think more than 15 times to Iceland to see the Northern Lights. Yes.
That is on my bucket list, guys.
Yes.
But what does he teach?
He's a photography teacher. So like you pay for the experience of the travel. He's like a tour guide and a photographer and the same person. And you pay for the workshop, and he arranged the hotels. He like sent you the plane ticket info and you buy it. So he has the whole trip planned. And he gets the best lighting. If you want to take pictures of the stars, he knows when there is no moon happening, so it's the best days and stuff like that. And you pay for the workshop, and he's amazing. Yeah, I miss him, Marcelo. I miss you. And shout out to Marcelo. And I started working with him. I paid for the first trip that I did, and we went to a city near Rio. It's like it's another state actually, but we went there, and we did a hot air balloon trip. It was very cool. So it was like in the end of the pandemic, kind of. Yeah, things start flexible. Yeah, that's it. Sorry for my English. And things started get flexible, and I did this trip, and he was like, "Oh, so you're making filmmaking university?" I was like, "Yeah." "Oh, do you want to work with me?" I was like, "Hell yeah." And we did some trips together, so I had a sense of traveling, and it was very cool. We went to Machu Picchu together, actually. So it's very nice. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, and he became my friend, my mentor. He helped me a lot along the way. He got me a couple of jobs actually, and I started photographing events. I started documenting events and stuff, private events, corporate events, kind of boring. Never did parties because that's not much my thing. I hate photographing parties. Yeah, I hate drunk people near my equipment. And yeah. And I started doing this and producing with a couple of friends independently. We would gather around. A friend of mine, he is a screenwriter, so we came up with all the ideas, and I was like, yeah, we can do this. And we took money out of our pockets to pay for everything. We only pay like for food for the crew and transportation, because that's the least. They cannot pay for work. But it was very nice. We were like a dream team. And when the pandemic started, okay.
When the rules were a bit more flexible.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But your English is perfect.
Yeah,
because you said something, your
you.
English is really perfect. So
Thank you.
It's really perfect.
And we started making a lot of movies, and we did one that is very dear to me. That is about my childhood, kind of about my childhood. It was like a mockumentary, a fake documentary about 3 girls that lived in the same building and played together for very long time, like all their childhood. And I have a lot of friends that I known like for 20 years. That's crazy to think, but I've known them for 20 years. And we had our childhood in only a building that there's nothing much, like there isn't like a good huge playground. We would invent a lot of the place that we had and stuff, and it was about that. It was interviewing 3 girls, but it was all scripted and stuff like that. And we went to an international festival. We didn't win, but we went to an international festival for South America films. We didn't spend like. We spent like, I think it was 200 reais just because it was one day of shooting. And in one place, there was a lot of archive footage and images and stuff. So we went to an international festival during 2021, I think. And it was awesome. Like, it was very good. We were like in the thirst to a lot of films and stuff. And one of them, the other one that we did, was we spent 500 reais, like 250 for me, and then 250 for my friend, and we won a festival and we gained 500 reais. So we didn't spend a thing, and people saw the movie. It was very cool. And I started doing things independently, like with my own equipment. I worked side jobs of photography and stuff like that, editing as well, that I hated. I don't like editing, but I do that until this day because no one wants to do. And
Well, I like editing.
Yeah, you do. When I first edited was in Vancouver for the school, and I was like, I can do that. And then when you start doing for like job wise, it's very boring because I don't like to be alone in the room doing things. And when you edited videos, you cannot hear music. But when I am doing photos, editing photos, I put music, and I was like, hell yeah, I can do this for the whole week. But videos are very different. And until this day, I am a freelancer for editing and photographing events. And I did last year in October, November, I did a feature film, my first professional one. I was production assistant. It was very cool. I took care of the 2 American actresses that came because it was an English movie, like a Brazilian production, but in English. So they needed someone to take care of the 2 actresses that spoke English. And I got to work with a lot of amazing people, like see how a professional set works, because I know how a set works. But when you do that professionally, like with people that it's been on the market for like 20 years, it's really, really, really cool. And to enter the market, you have to know the right people, be at the right place at the right time, because it's very hard for meeting those people. Because if I like you, we work together once. If I like you enough, I will call you every time that I have a job.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's like a small like dream team of people. In Brazil, we have an expression that is like panelinha, that it's a small pan. So it's always like this. It's always the same crew that works together. But I had a chance because of a friend from college. She was working at this production, and she was like, she sent on a group chat on WhatsApp. She was like, I need someone that speaks English for a production. I was like, hell yeah, please, please, please. I don't even know what it was. I was like, please, 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 please. And I got the job, and it was very cool. I was supposed to get another one from the same production company, but it started like last week. So I was already here. I couldn't manage, but hopefully in the future. Yeah.
I'm happy to see someone working in what's usually known as a pretty tough field.
Yeah.
It seems like you're thriving. You know, I know you probably struggled in the past, but your path so far seems like it's going pretty well, especially at a young age. So it must be nice. And I'm also jealous of the fact that you seem to have found your passion quite early in life. Because I always say finding your passion, guys, it's a luxury. You know?
Yeah.
Especially
It's
at a young age.
Yeah.
I'm also jealous of people, who are like, they always knew they wanted to be a doctor or a filmmaker or something because they know where to go. They know what the general path is, and you can really hone your skill early in life. So, yeah. Shout out to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a tough thing because I actually saw something yesterday that is may kind of summarize what I feel and talk to my friends, because filmmaking is it's not something as engineering as being a doctor or anything like this, because we don't save lives. You know what I mean? Like I cannot cure anything.
That's
any
arguable.
Disease. Yeah, that is. But like Yes, and that's the thing. Like, I say, because I have a lot of friends that work with a lot of fields, and especially psychology. I have 2 friends that are psychologists, and I was like, yeah, thank God that what I do cannot hurt anyone. You know, if I make a little error, like someone cannot die. Thank God. You know, because that's a huge responsibility. But we have also a huge responsibility to tell the truth, to tell like ethical stories, to tell not as good stories, but you know, to like bring people joy, to feel, to like do good to their soul. You know, it's a totally different field, but it's like as you have to have as much responsible as any other one.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing, is like if you do something wrong, it's not that bad in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, we just lose like 2 hours of our life and maybe €5 to get the tickets, cinema tickets. But if you go to a good movie, you can be changed forever in a good way. So
exactly.
yeah.
That's stuff, because like people in marketing, you know, oh my God, I have to deliver this project today and stuff like that. So we got so consumed with the deadline and stuff like that, that it's nice to have this breath to like, okay, I'm not killing anyone. But that's something that sometimes can like lower the responsibility that you have. So, okay, I'm not as much as important to society as other workers, you know? That's the feeling of like, yeah, what does it matter? What do I do? Like if I make a bad movie, does it really matter? Yeah, of course it matters. Like you have the responsibility to entertain people, to make people happy, to make people feel something, to tell stories, like bad stories or good stories or inspirational ones. So you have this responsibility of like, yeah, telling the truth and continue to inspire people to do so, because I think we are made of stories. Like everyone here has a different story. I have a different story. Francois, Thomas have a different story. So we are made of those stories. So we have to continue to tell them, you know?
What would you say is your favorite movie genre, if you could work ideally in anything?
Yeah, so I will say what my favorite movie is. That is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Have you seen it? Is directed and starring by Ben Stiller.
Oh,
great movie.
The one where he's doing skates on a big...
yes, okay. This one.
I saw it with the song Home.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That goes the recommendation, guys. But it's a great movie, and it's about finding your passion, like finding something that you really care about, and like being able to do so, you know? And that's the kind of movie that I like, because you have to have fun. The movies are made for you to have fun, to feel something. It doesn't have to be like a Godard movie or those kind of, you know, heavy movies or well thought movies. You know, you have to have fun. So if it's making me have fun, if it's making me forget about everything that I have from the outside, it's a great movie. You know, I really like thrillers, not thrillers actually. I don't know how to say that in English, but I'll give an example, like Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Nightcrawler.
Psychological thrillers.
Yeah, exactly. I really like those.
Great movie, by the way.
Yes, great movie. I really like him. He's one of my favorite actors. Enemy. Have you seen Enemy? Good movie from Denis Villeneuve. He's my favorite director. I love him very much. I think also Wes Anderson. He's amazing. Yeah, I really like standstill cameras. I don't like a lot of movement. I like cameras that stand still. So yeah.
Did you watch Dune?
Yeah, both of them.
Did you like it?
A lot.
Yeah.
How come not like it? Didn't like it?
I don't know. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Okay.
And I was really happy seeing a new sci-fi movie with like a whole I can be a nerd. So, for example, the Dune movie, I knew a lot of things before because I was watching videos of like theory and stuff like that. And I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest. Like,
really?
Yeah, especially the second one, because the first one I didn't have that many expectation.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, no, the first one wasn't that good, but wait for the second one. And then I was like, what? I mean, it was a good movie, but they made so many advertising, so many. Like you would go on Instagram every 2 seconds, you had like a post about it. And he lied to us. Like, I'm sorry, but the first movie, he put Zendaya in the...
Yeah, he did it.
All the time.
The same thing with Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, in the trailer, for what? For like 2 seconds of movie. He puts scene of the second movie in the first movie of the big battle.
That's marketing.
Yeah, but that's not fair. That's not fair, and I'm sorry, Star Wars is way, way, way better. And yeah,
like
but
in the 70s.
The 70s, and they still make some good movies. Like, go guys, I know the last 3 Star Wars weren't good, but go watch Rogue One.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
It's fucking crazy. It's from Alex Garland. Alex Garland is the one who's making Civil War right now at the moment. He's a good guy. And go watch Andor, which is like a TV show inspired by Rogue One. It's like really, it's dark. A TV show. It's not like the Star Wars, like the new one with like BB-8 stuff like that.
Did you like The Mandalorian? That's a good show. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I found it a bit too much like cartoon things. Like, I go on the planet, I have a problem, I finish the problem. It's like a video game a bit.
Okay.
There's a whole thing for the whole TV show, but it's a bit too much. Like, okay, I go on the planet. I have a problem on that planet. Sorry, I have to find a solution. Maybe if you watch, you can talk also about it. But it's better than Kenobi, who was like awful. It's better than Star Wars 7, Star Wars 8, Star Wars 9, who were like fucking awful. Like,
I just saw the first 5. Yeah, because my dad is a huge fan. Star Wars.
Shout out to
Hobson, my dad. I miss your dad. And my mom as well. So we don't play with favorites here. He's a big Star Wars fan and Lord of the Rings as well. We have the 2001 DVD version that's awful because it's not remastered. Yeah, and it's awful. We tried to play once and it's terrible. But he has those little. Action figures. Yeah, you have a lot of those.
He's a small nerd.
Yeah. He is. We have a lot of DVDs at home, a lot of them, and he has the box. I don't know which movies. I think it's the 4, 5, 6, the first saga.
Of, Star Wars.
Yeah. The first saga. And he loved Star Wars very much. I used to watch a lot of films with him. He introduced me to Kramer versus Kramer, very good movie. The Breakfast Club. He introduced me to this movie. Yeah, very good one.
Did you used to watch movie on DVD?
Yeah.
Because I have this memory of like every Friday, with my parents, we'll sit we have a TV room. It was also the guest room. Okay, it sounds like a rich thing. Well, it's kind of a rich thing, but it's like also the guest room. And we'll sit on the couch. The thing is, like, the couch was for 3 people, especially when I grew up and my brother also. So one had to be like down on the floor, and it was so cool. Like pizza nights, a lot of time, and then DVD, and it's like such a different thing compared to, I don't know. I don't want to, like, it's still cool. When you think about Netflix, it's nice to have on a small thing, everything you want, like a lot of things, but it was so cool to choose the DVD, to, like, my mom order it when you want to watch a movie, and then we sit.
On Blockbuster.
Exactly, yeah. And we still have it, and it was amazing. It was also the time in France where we still have video clubs.
Yeah.
You can go rent a movie for, like, 1 week, 2 weeks, and I kind of relate to your story where my parents, they also put me in the cinema. I'm not like I don't work in that for now. Maybe in Munich, who knows?
Yes.
But they really put me in that environment. Like good movies, Scorsese, Tarantino, stuff like that. And it doesn't mean that there's the only one that you should watch, and if you watch other movies, not good movies. But still, it's a good way. And even for the English, maybe for you, will help a lot because you have a perfect English, and when I see the difference with other friends that don't speak as good English, I would say watching American movies or English movies in English with subtitles really help a lot.
Yeah, my mom and dad don't speak English very well. Like they speak nothing of it actually. And I have a 10-year younger sister. She's 14 now. She will be 15 in July. And I tried to like endorse her to watch movies in English with me, TV series a lot. Sometimes I push her a little and put English subtitles to go, yeah, you can do this. Come on. And I push her a lot because of it, because I know how important it's going to be to her. And she has such a good English from when she was very little. She has amazing English. When I was her age, I wasn't able to watch as much as things as she does. And I tried to do that with her as well, because if I had the figure that I think I am to her when I was her age, things would be way easier, Yeah, because I've been through everything that she's about to. And I tried to do this with her. And the film, the DVD, is something that I really miss, that I wish she could have, because something that I don't know if you noticed, but do you remember the DVD menu that had like special things and deleted scenes? And this is such a tiny thing, like a tiny detail, a special one that you had that we don't have it anymore. Like the screen, the menu screen would have a lot of hidden secrets about the movie and stuff like that, And we don't do that anymore. Yeah, we don't have it anymore, and it's something that I really miss, because you have the cover that you have to be aware of, that you have a lot of work to put it into, and we don't need that anymore, because we have Netflix and other streams.
And I remember the transition when you're on the principal menu, like the main menu, and you click to I remember for James Bond, you click on a thing and then it puts you there's a scene where he shoots somebody and then it goes to subtitles and you're like, wow, and that's already a movie. When you're 12 years old, that's already super cool.
That I watched with the friends. We used to watch. I hate horror movies. That's why I said thriller is not what I meant. I hate being scared, but I respect a lot of it, because scare is a really gut feeling. So if a movie can make you scared, this is awesome. They are doing their job. But I hate being scared. With that said, we watched the Samara movie. I don't know the name of the girl that came out of the TV. The Ring. The Ring. Yeah, this one. We watched it, and there is in the menu, there is a thing that you click. It said don't click here. We were 10 years old. Of course we clicked there. And it was the tape that the characters put and to receive the call from the girl. And we watched it before watching the movie. And then when we realized what we watched, we were like, yeah, fuck. Yeah, we screwed. It was such a good detail, a special one, that it's gone. But
you should bring menus and little extras back to your movies.
Yeah.
Be the pioneer.
I hope so. Yeah.
And also Netflix. I mean, it's nothing easy. It's nothing easier than to put that on a website.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
But because they don't care about that now. They just want to sell the movie.
Movies used to be such an experience. The thing is, you buy pizza, you gather everyone at home to see together, and you have to be careful about which movie are you choosing. You go there to the store and you spend hours choosing a single movie, between the shelves and stuff. It was very cool. And now you just stay in front of the TV, picking something with the
without any
control.
Real. Sometimes just.
That is true, but in the other end, it's more accessible now.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe power cultures.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I think streamings are turning out to be like cable TV. At some point, we will have a company that's going to put all of this together to sell as a package, and you pay just one thing, because in my credit card I have a lot of like buys of a lot of different streams. I lose track of how much money I'm spending, and sometimes it'll be just like cable TV, and you sign a package and then you have like 5 streams at your hand, So yeah, I think it's
Elon Musk is gonna buy everything.
yes, at some point, yeah. But yeah, you gain things, but you lose things too. Yeah, you have to see what's more important.
To be honest, because we sound kind of like conservatives, I think overall Netflix is better. I mean, it's so cool to be able to have that many movies, that many things. But yeah, we still miss some things. Like I mean,
I don't know if it's necessarily better. Like if you think about it, the way we talk about DVDs, it seems like we had more joy. It brought us more joy. And isn't that the point of the whole experience?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And there is another thing that I studied in college. It was actually my essay, my graduation essay was about, that I was talking to you earlier. I studied about cinematics, and where they storage films, where they like control of them, like archive movies and stuff. So DVDs are kind of, you possess the movie, that you have a tiny part of it. Like with Netflix, you don't get attached to the movies. I love collecting films. I love buying films and put that in my shelf, and I use them as a decor or something like that. So with Netflix, you don't get too much attached to it. You don't own it. Of course, you pay for it, but you don't own it, and you don't have because if Netflix deleted it, it's gone. You cannot watch it anymore. You have
to find the system, guys. It's, if you noticed, we're the companies that the biggest companies that we use these days, they're tending towards a model in which we're going to own nothing eventually.
Yes.
And that's not good, guys. You have to fight that.
It's very temporary.
Don't pay all the subscriptions if you know that the company is going to move towards that kind of direction.
Especially on Netflix, as you just said, a lot of time they have the Netflix production.
Yeah.
What they buy, they have the movie forever until the company is here, at least.
Yeah.
And then you have like movies that they just rent. I mean, they rent it, so it's on their website for like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, which is completely different from owning.
And when it's over, it's gone. You don't have how to watch it anymore. And that's the thing. It's hard to preserve movies when you have this many options, but with like temporary. Because you store movies with those huge I forgot the name. You know what I meant by with the 35 millimeter roll. So it's very hard because they are it's for a feature film. It's like 6 of those cans. I thought it was only 1, but it's 6 of those cans, and I studied it. So for you to like put them in a hard drive, it would like be hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes and ton bytes and all of those stuffs. So it's very difficult. We kind of lose track of what's going on, what's coming out, what is coming in Netflix or other streamings. So it's more like it's really temporary. It doesn't last very long, as it should, because you should be able to watch like movies from 40 years ago. Now it's hard to get them, because in those stores you would have a lot of options, and you would like see them, like there were you can touch them, you have a more close connection with the movies. Now I don't think we have those kind of special connection with them. Of course we do, but it's different. I don't know if it's worse or better, but it's different.
You had the option of like when you discover a song and you listen for it for like 2 weeks in a row, you have the same option. Like I think there's movies that I watch 10 times because I have them in DVD. Like, shout out to Batman: The Dark Knight, to James Bond, to like I don't know if you know Matt Damon. He did like a movie. I mean, you know what Matt Damon. He Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
So Jason Bourne. Oh my God, we have them all, and it's such a great movie and such a great thing when you watch it again and again. It's funny to watch a movie when you're young, then discovering it you have it, and then understanding you didn't understand nothing 5 years ago, when it's like a bit of politic movies and mafia stuff, and you're like, and now like you're like, okay, so that was why they did it 10 years after.
No, it's very cool. I had this movie Spirit, the horse movie, such a perfect, like, yes, amazing, right? I knew all the songs, everything, because I watched like every day, and I still do when I'm, when you're down and you were like, I need something to cheer me up, and you start bawling because it's a really sad movie, but it's like it's really cozy, So when you need that like that great feeling, and you return to DVD. So
very cool. What's your next step in your professional life, and your life in Rome in general as well?
I haven't thought about it, but
you're here to do some study course or something.
I'm doing I started this week the classes. It was the first week, and it's until the first week of July, so it's 2 months and a half kind of. And I hope it looks great on my resume, my curriculum, because it's more focused on executive production. It's the part that I like, on the how to do something with how much money and with who and stuff.
What is executive production?
It's the money part of a production. The person who deals with the budget and how much you can spend with it, and that part of more administration part of it is still a lot of creative thinking, but you deal more with administration parts of move making. I like all of this, and I think it's good to know, because if you need sometime, maybe if someone needed a job, it was like, I know how to do that, I did it, so it's cool to gather knowledge, and we need a lot of it, because we have to have money to make movies, because movies still are a product. We need to sell them. You need to have a plan on how to make money out of movies, because it's hard, because people do cinema for passion, and I respect that a lot. I love it. I love what I do, but we have to pay bills, we have to eat sometime.
Can you give us the difference between a director and a producer?
So the director and the other departments, like our department, photography, sound and stuff, they focus on what to do with the script and what they want out of the movie. And the question that they ask themselves are, what I want out of this. In the production, the question is a little bit different, because we had to ask ourselves how we do it. Like, the directors want this. Okay, how we do it. The director wants this location. Okay, who do I have to contact to book that location? He wants to, like, I don't know, make the character walk over water. Okay, how do I do it? So I have to hire mechanical engineering to understand. I have to I have to build a pool for the character to be in, the actor. That's basically what we have to do, but we have to come up with solutions with creativity and
cheap. And the most cheap, the cheaper, the better.
Try to spend as less money as we can, but movies have a huge budget, so sometimes with if we are talking about like a production that is funded by government and stuff like that, we in Brazil, we have a lot of incentive laws for culture, and if you are gathering money from those laws and companies and private companies and stuff, so you have a lot of budget actually. So
what's your favorite let's say, job within the movie industry, where do you want to work ideally? Do you want to be a director,
No,
a
definitely not a
producer, or
director.
like a whatever?
I have a complicated relationship with actors on set. I
They're
respect.
all crazy.
Yeah, kind of. But I respect a lot what they do. I don't think I would ever be able to do what they do, because you have to like let go of control of your whole body, like a person that you have never seen before is touching you. You know, that's feel very invasive and strange. So I admire what they do, and they have to be in the right mind space for it. But I can never. So I don't feel comfortable giving people directions and stuff. So I don't. That's why I don't do photo shoots. Basically, I don't take pictures of people like, oh, do like this, pose like that. I hate it. And I aspire to be a production manager, someone that doesn't gets involved a lot in the set, on the movie set, but it's not that fundamental to be watching every take being made, because it's kind of boring, you know. By the time you hear the take being made for the third time, you're like, oh fuck, I can't take it anymore. It's like too repetitive, and it gets a lot in the head. So yeah, we have most of the times we have the production room. So all the production people, crew stay there in their computers, dealing with issues. So when the production manager comes in set, it's because something went wrong, and she's there to fix it. And I worked with one of those, and she was amazing. She deal with people like beautifully, and it was amazing to work with her. Yeah, I think I want to be a production manager. Oh.
Battery, yeah.
Yeah, mine.
Cheap ass podcast.
Hey guys, it's
No,
the
this-
cheap ass
this one
podcast,
is
so
already used.
one
This
of our
is-
camera needs a new battery.
Yes, but we fixed it. It's down.
Shout out to Emily for everything she does for us. Yeah. And shout out to the plant, by the way. We've never thanked the plant, but it's always been here. It's always been with us.
Yeah, I think that's maybe maybe what I want out of it. And I don't know, try some new areas maybe, but it's still in the production team. Never in the direction team. I don't feel comfortable in it.
Do you want to make a movie in Rome?
Ooh, that's a good question. I didn't even thought about it, but it's could be nice. Could be nice. We could, yeah.
Not necessarily with us. I just mean, just
No,
are
but
you not
you're in
inspired
the
by
few
this?
people that I know here. I have
That's
to
true.
start somewhere.
We are talented after
Yeah.
all. so-
Okay. Yeah.
And good looking.
Yeah.
Tell me to play one of the emotions, like now.
Okay.
You walk into your
Paint a
to your
picture?
room and you catch your loved one cheating on you.
Why? Why me?
Not one teardrop.
No,
Oh my god.
no.
You're insensitive.
Yeah. Now, since what I saw, I'm becoming a monster. No, I'm not good. I can be behind the camera. Yeah, I can like serve the water and
Okay.
do all the shit. I'm good at it. Make the pasta for,
Yeah.
for the people.
Yeah. Okay.
No, much. Can we go into much in a more personal
Yeah, of
type
course.
of?
Now I'm feeling more comfortable.
Yeah,
so
no,
yeah.
that's the thing also to hear about. And it was, to be honest, it was super interesting. Like
Oh,
even I
thank you.
really love the fact that we also talk about cinema, what we like and stuff like that. That could be a cool thing to do from time to time. But yeah, is it your first time out of Brazil for that much time or no?
Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. Yeah. I've spent like 20 days, I think, in 20ish in Florida. Yeah. And I did 11 days in Vancouver and 20 days, I think, in Peru. But out of it, yeah, the first time. I did Buenos Aires, but it was my family. And that was, I think, a 2-week trip. And yeah,
Were you scared? Did you let friends there? Family, boyfriend?
Yeah, not a boyfriend, but my dog. That's the passion of my life.
Much more important.
She is the love of my life. I'm sure of it. She's a rescue dog, and I got her 2 years ago, and she's the most perfect thing ever. Like
What's her name?
Aurora, like the princess. Sleeping Beauty princess. But yeah, I left my mom and dad and my sister. I was in a relationship actually in September. We broke up in September, and it was because of a lot of motives. But basically, he was kind of selfish, and I wanted to come since July. I think I was with the idea of coming. I did a lot of research about what to do in Rome and where to go, because I was sure I wanted to come to Italy to study cinema. And but I was like, if I don't find anything in Italy, maybe I could do is everything okay? Yeah.
Sorry, it's the small inconvenience of the cheap ass podcast.
I thought she needed help with the camera. Yeah.
No more space.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe next time less quality, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys, for my.
No, don't worry.
The card, but okay. And I was with the idea to come since July from the last year, and I thought about Italy at first, like the first thing. But then I was like, maybe Spain, because I did like I was like, language, weather, and people. Like, was my 3 main things to choose a country. And I was like, I don't speak Spanish very well, and I don't speak nothing of Italian. But I was like, okay, it could be. And then I found courses from like 6 months to a year. I was like, hell no, that's a long time. To maintain myself here, to live here, like, I wouldn't be able. And when I told him, like, I want to do that, he didn't receive it very well. He thought it was a lot of time to spend apart. But we were a year and a half into the relationship. I was like, dude, I think we can manage. Like, don't you want to be happy for me? Maybe.
Yes, bitch.
Yeah. Like, I think it's a basic thing, but okay. Like, when we started talking, because I thought, we have to share everything. Like, you were my boyfriend, so I want to share this with you. This is like a raw idea. It's nothing concrete and stuff. And he was like, I don't think you should go. I was like, what? Are you sure? And at the time, thank God I was doing therapy. Like, I miss her a lot. And I talked about it, and she was like, but why do you need like that he gets involved? I was like, because he's my boyfriend. I think she should be involved. And she was like, maybe do this for yourself. Let's see what happens. And I was like, I won't give up. Like, I will still pursue this, because I started thinking, like, if it was a friend of mine that went and said to me, like, I'm thinking about it because he doesn't want me to go. I was like, are you insane? What happened to you? Are you good? Are you sick? And I started thinking about it, and we start arguing a lot, and a lot of problems came up. I decided it was the first time that I ended things with anyone. So and it was very difficult, but I was kind of sure of it, and and here I am. So I think until this day, this was the right choice to make. And I don't hold any grudges, because I think he understood what he went wrong. And we're not friends. Like, it doesn't feel right to be friends right now. But like, he's doing his thing, I'm doing mine. I'm here, I'm really happy I did it. And my friends, it's just 4 months. It seems like a lot, but it will pass like very quick. And it's difficult to be apart from them, because they are my safe port more than anything ever. I have a lot of special friends, a lot of them. I did like a goodbye party before. It was a barbecue actually. It was like 50 people. Yeah, the closest ones.
Did you eat some chicken heart?
Yes.
I know Brazilian. I have a friend.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so
They
good.
love that. It's awful. I know it's awful.
No, it's not awful. It's very good.
You're only supposed to eat the muscle of the dead chicken, not the heart, guys.
The heart.
The other stuff is disgusting, but the dead muscle is good.
The thing is, it's like when you stop to think about it, it's like we eat a lot of it. Like you make a plate and you put like 5, 7 on it. Yes. And you stop thinking like, because it's tiny, it's this size, it's tiny. And then you start thinking like each one of these hearts was a chicken. Like,
You still eat it.
yeah, of course. You're already dead. So I'm not, yeah, I don't.
We eat your dog's heart.
No.
Ah, it's
No. That's not
You're
it.
gonna get cancelled.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I respect the vegan people and stuff like that, but I don't think I can manage to do so.
It's a brave thing, to be honest.
Yeah,
There's no hate
yeah.
for them. I mean, it would be weird to hate them, but yeah.
Yeah, because I respect a lot because you have to be able to give up all like almost everything that you eat. Like in Brazil, I cannot think about a meal that it doesn't involve meat. So it's very hard to think of, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do that. So like to give up meat and stuff because it's more a problem that comes very above us. It's the small changes that people do. That's like, yeah, you are doing something more than I am. So I really respect that, but I don't think I will be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
For now,
Yeah.
especially when you do parties with 50 people at a barbecue and eating, I don't know, like 300 chicken at the end of the day, you kill.
It wasn't that many. Okay.
So yeah, you were saying about the friends and
Yeah. People often say that the older you get, the fewer friends you have. I don't believe that. I cannot agree with that because their logic is like, you start seeing people for who they are. People that are not with you all the way through and stuff like that. But I can count on my friends like 100%. Like every one of them. I know that like if I need anything, they will be there for me. They would help me, especially in the last few months that I was like really worried about traveling and still getting over the relationship, and they came through a lot for me.
Maybe it's the Brazilian.
Yeah, you think?
I think it's
Did you think about it or like?
Yeah, people often say like, "Oh, I don't have that many friends." I was like, "Yeah." Ugh.
But you're
You are
also
strange.
you work in a field that I've noticed all of my movie making friends. It's a very social
Yes.
domain,
Yes.
sector. Like you're
You have
always,
to be good. You have to have good relationships with everyone.
Actually, I
know?
feel like most of the job is making those relationships. The actual
Networking.
work part of the job.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You're
Yeah.
not on set as often as you are just networking and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And because it is harder to make close friends, but if that's one of your priorities, I guess you can still do it at any
Exactly.
age.
Yeah. And I already miss them like so much. And it's funny because this week I had a dream. It was I woke up almost crying, but it was awful because it's 5 hours earlier in Brazil right now. So now it's kind of 2:30 in the afternoon, maybe. So in Brazil, it's like 9 in the morning, still almost 10 in the morning. So we are very apart from time to time. And I am not able to talk to my mom and dad as much as I wanted. Like they would text message me a lot, but we don't see each other as much through FaceTime. And my friends, like I woke up, they still sleeping, and when I go to sleep, it's still night there. So yeah, I had a dream that when I came back to Brazil, people forgot about me. It was very awful. It was very awful because you lose touch with people. So yeah, it's normal. They start forgetting. Yeah, it is. But like it was very strange. And then I woke up. I was like, yeah, this is not a fear I had, but now I do. This is not something that I thought about before. Like people forgetting about me, because 4 months it's not that long. But now I really do. Yeah, especially with my dog. She still sleeps in my bedroom sometimes. But yeah, I'm terrified that she forgot about me. Yeah.
Especially with the job we got at the hostel, it's so easy to lose contact with people.
Yes.
Because we start working at 6. So when people start to wake up because I have my boss was in the US in Boston. I work for a company in the US, and we try to call to like get a sit rep on the situation and stuff. And I'm working when they start to wake up because they're in Boston, and the other boss, she's in San Francisco. So they have 7 or 8 hours.
Oh my God.
So when she wake up at like 9, it's 5 at my place, and we start to work at like 5.
Yeah.
I mean 6, but sometimes she goes out, and so she wake up the next morning at 10, 11, and then it's already done. And so easy, like it's complicated to really keep in touch.
And we met people from all over the world. Like it's hard to keep track of that. We have people from a lot of countries. So, and people stay in the hostel for like 3-5 days, so it's a very short period of time also that we met them like in person here.
You have to be ready to. Now I didn't tell it on the show, but it's really complicated. I mean, we talk about it a bit with Maya, because Maya was a volunteer with me. You make good friends, really.
Yeah.
You will see, because you're here for like 1 week, and they leave, and it's really weird. Like I had a group of people. We did a lot of things together. Shout out to them. And yeah, they left, and for like 3 or 4 days, I was really like, wow, that's weird, because it's so intense, when you meet people you like, because you don't really work at the hostel. You stay with them.
Yeah.
Working is just talking with them. And so you do things during the day, then you go out until 5. We did like for 1 week, we spend the day together, 5 in the morning, spend the day together, 5 in the morning, so it's super intense, and people tend to communicate a bit more about their feelings. There's, I think also the fact that people stay in the hostel is traveling. First, it gives a better safe space, because people are like, okay, it's more intense. I have 3 days, I will talk more. But also it selects a specific type of population who is more open.
Yeah.
On the first place, They choose to not take an Airbnb. They choose to not take. It can be money also, but they choose to stay. They choose to stay in the common room to talk with people. So you can, in few days, develop immensely, like tremendously intensive friendship.
Yeah.
And in a clack, it's done. Even though I have friends in a lot of places now. I have a free house in Jordan. Shout out to Owen. I have a free house in Marseille. Shout out to Paloma. People from all around the world, in Australia and stuff. But as you said, people in Australia, there's like 10 hours more. It's impossible almost to like talk with them, to just even message. Like I start to message a friend from Australia, and if I don't really send at the right time, he will respond 10 hours, 5 hours after, or I will be asleep. And
you cannot keep up with the conversation. I know the specific feeling that you have, because when I was in Vancouver, I met a lot of Brazilians, because I have a childhood friend that was there. He went to high school with me, and a lot of previous years too. And he was already there, but his year of studying would end up in the middle of my trip. So he escorted me from the airport to the hostel that I was in and stuff. And he introduced me to all of his friends. They were all Brazilian. So I went to Canada, I met Brazilian people. And, but yeah, like people, especially, and their scenario was different, because they were there studying. So they lived in share apartments and stuff. But you don't have family. You don't have your hometown friends. You don't have people like for a lot of time in the city. So you tend to rely on the people that you met on the way. you know. So all of birthdays and Christmas and New Year's and special holidays, you tend to spend with those people. So the connection is very strong. So I had 10 days in Canada. I met them, I think it was my second or third day. And when I left, they dropped me at the airport, and I was like crying like a baby, bawling from saying goodbye to people that I met a week ago, you know, but would do everything together. Like I ended up school, and then we would have lunch together, and we would went to a house of a friend together and would have dinner. We did a road trip together. So it was very intense. It was very emotional. My friend, he cried, like hugging me in the airport. I was like, dude, I'm here for a week. You're here for a year. Like, come on. And he came back to Brazil, and I kept in touch with all of them, but some of them stayed at Canada, and 2 of them came back, and they lived in São Paulo. And I went to visit them. They went to visit me. So yeah, we still keep in touch. Like, we are still connected somehow, and it's very cool because it's like a very special time of my life that I spent with them, that I cherish a lot, that I don't want, like, I wouldn't change anything. But I know the feeling of relying on people that you barely know. You met them like 5 minutes ago, and you're already best friends. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this as well.
And this might sound foreign to people who are not used to being in these situations. What you're describing it reminds me a lot of the projects I've talked about already, these Erasmus projects that last about a week. And it sounds crazy to someone who hasn't lived it, but you do become very, very close, much more close than with people you might have hung out the whole semester here with, for example. And but yeah, it is a stark reminder at the end that nothing is forever. Everything is bound to end at some point. But that's the beauty of the human experience. You gotta put yourself in those situations and accept the fact that it's gonna hurt at some point, but it's gonna be worth it. And as you said, now you have friends and good memories, and it's better than the alternative of having a boring life with mediocre friends. So very nice stuff. Very nice stuff.
Yeah.
And also, as you said, you share everything, and if you had a bad news at that moment, you will call your friends from home, but the first people who will see you sad and the first people you will have to talk to are those people. So yeah, it's the feeling I had is like I will have great moment like I had for sure. Like it was, I mean, this feeling I had of being, it was feeling like holidays were on the terrace of the hostel in the sun all day eating together. I will have that again in my life. I hope so. I'm pretty sure of it.
We will. I'll manage.
But it will never be the exact same thing.
Yes.
The exact same experience, the exact same person, the exact same discussion, the same laugh at the same time, for the same joke.
But that's awesome because it stays immaculate. It stays like that forever. Like I wouldn't change anything that I did. I don't think I even want to go back to Vancouver just so I cannot make other memories on top of those that I already have.
Because it will never be the same.
Yes,
exactly the same.
Yes.
But it could be better. It could be less worse. It will be even better, but it will not be the exact same thing.
And that's the thing about photography as well. I'm doing like just a thought, because the thing that I love most about photography is you capture a moment that only you saw at that time with that light, with that people. It's like a frame of second that it won't happen again. Only you saw it, and it's like it's eternal because it's in the picture. That's a crazy thing, crazy feeling.
But at least you can watch it again and again.
Yes. That's why like capturing it and documenting it is like so much important. Maybe like it's that urge to remember everything that I feel like sometimes I escaped the living. That I don't. I'm afraid that I don't enjoy things so much because I'm so worried about capturing them to remember.
Emily's crying in the corner. Come here for a hug. Come here for a hug, guys. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. Everything will be fine at the end, guys.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. No, but yeah, it's clearly.
Yeah,
And
it's very emotional. Yeah.
I thought about it. I write it's in French. I could try to translate it. I write a text and then a poem about sunset.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's exactly why people in general and myself we love sunset is because it's something which is done in time. Like you will never own a sunset. Like because every second the sunset change colors.
Yes.
And it's such a small time. And you have to. And sometimes it doesn't happen because it's too
it's
gray
cloudy,
outside.
yeah.
Or and you have to enjoy every second because it changes. It's never the same thing, and you have to wait for it. And I think how the human desire works of wanting things you don't have, you never own a sunset, so you always love it because you never have it for you. You know, it's always something who's run away in a way.
Yeah.
And,
in Rio, there is a funny thing that people do often. Is like they applaud the sunset.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
We should do it.
But it's more like a hipster, like kind of good vibe people thing, you know?
Well, I'm a hipster, kind of goodbye guy.
You're
so.
French. You have all the right to be hipster. But yeah, it's and I think more with technology and the capacity of like gathering data and info, we have that desire and the need to capture every moment, everything with our cell phones. It's easy to take pictures, to make videos and stuff, so everything stays like there. And I don't know for you if you have that experience, but I had a hard drive once that went like bad, and yeah, that's the feeling. That's awful, but I lived that all of that stuff. I was there. But not being able to remember because you lost all of the records of pictures and videos, that hurts a lot.
I lost the film once.
Yes.
Analogical camera.
Yeah.
And I was looking really forward to these holidays pictures. I lost it.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of analogical photography, because I forgot about you forget about the pictures that you took, because for me, at least, I took like 6 months to develop the film, so they stay in my drawer for eternity. And that's the thing, like you see those pictures that you don't even remember to take, and it was like, oh, yeah, I took those pictures and remember it. So it was like it's a thing that exists not outside of your head, that you can touch, you can see, you can remember. And that's, for me, that's beautiful. That's one of the things that made me do audiovisual. So yeah,
it's, I mean, first the DVD, now that we always like we look like old people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's beautiful. I mean,
yeah.
Memories.
I'm sorry, we went astray of
no, but that's
the personal thing.
that's perfect. Just as, yeah. I mean, as you said, you it's better to be happy instead of being sad. You know, it's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
They say it's better. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
don't be sad. Okay, instead of being sad, be happy to have something that is so hard to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
Which means that it's so sad now because it was so intense and good at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So yeah.
Now we're considering.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're gonna ruin this moment with our stupid question now.
Okay.
Is the podcast gonna keep going in this direction of always reverting back to lowbrow discussions? All right. If you don't feel comfortable answering, you don't have to, or you can avoid the question in a clever way. What is your body count?
I can prepare. It is 13. Yeah. That's a good number. Yeah. Okay.
Every
I was waiting for the reaction.
Every number is a good number.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Except for the negative numbers. I don't know how you manage that, but
Yeah.
How many of them? Okay, you wanted to say something?
No. Ask.
How many of them was like, "I love you, baby," and how many were like, "I like you," and how many were like, "Oh, it's cool," one night and.
Yeah, that's a good question. I had three boyfriends, so yeah, it was the only 3 people that I said I love you, I think, instead of my friends, because it's a hard thing for me. I think it comes with a lot of heavy weight, you know. So you have to be very sure when you tell someone you love them, especially boyfriends and girlfriends. Yeah, and I think it was just 3 of them. But I had a lot of like little flings, situationships. So yeah, I kind of liked a lot of people. Yeah, that's something that I deal with in therapy actually, because I don't think you can go through life only expecting like love relationships and romantic relationships when you can have so much friends. So you cannot base your life over it, and I did that a lot. But and I started having sex when I was 18, so I started kind of late, I think. For my friends and stuff, I was like one of the last ones. So, and I did it with my ex-boyfriend, my first boyfriend. He was 21 at the time, I was 18. And I've always been very conscious about it, like taking the pills and condoms and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm 25, so yeah, a lot of flings. Not much as like casual stuff, because we are women, so we have to be careful with it.
And also,
Yeah.
it's the same responsibility.
No. I think like going to men's houses and stuff like that. You see?
For one night.
Yeah, for one
one
night stand.
night,
Yeah. Because if like a man that you meet in a club, and then he was like, "Yeah, come on home," hell no, like no way. So I've always been very cautious about it. Although I don't bring people at my house. Never.
Live with your parents?
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
still, I mean, okay.
Nah,
too,
it's
yeah.
a
I
whole
don't-
thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I don't
Depends
care.
on how you grew up.
Yeah.
The camera. The camera just shut down, but we'll open it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it depends on how your parents manage it, how they deal with it. But I don't like to introduce anyone to my parents, to be honest. I just introduced ex-boyfriends when I was sure that's turning into a relationship, and like flings and stuff like that. I usually don't. But the funny thing is, and it was very hypocritical, I've met a lot of parents. A lot of parents.
I feel like you're the perfect daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I've met a lot of parents, a lot of them, and they usually love me. I don't have trouble meeting parents and moms and dads, and I've met grandmothers, grandfathers, sisters, like little sisters. I've met dogs. Dogs love me. So yeah, I don't have trouble. But with my parents, I don't introduce no one to my parents. It's a strange thing.
Are you scared of them being weird or just?
No, yeah, I'm scared of my parents being judgmental. You know? And yeah, I think it's like a sacred space, like my family and stuff. I don't know. I have to be fully prepared to introduce someone to the crazy house that I have, So it has to be like a whole preparing thing. Not that everybody's family is perfect, far away from it, but it's a whole process, like for me, to have my parents meet someone else and stuff, and so yeah, it's hard stuff. So yeah, I think
I get that thing, but just for me, it's practical. It's like I want to have sex tonight, or I want to make love tonight.
Yeah, because you're a guy.
I can't go to her home. Then I can go to mine.
Yeah.
Even I would prefer my parents not here for sure. Like, it
yeah.
would be better,
but you're a man. You're a man. Like
No,
this
I know.
discussion is very different in both
And
our
I know,
houses,
I really, I've when I was in Rome, I've met a girl in San Lorenzo, a Polish girl. Like it was pretty crazy how it happened, but it was fun. And then we took her Instagram, and I said that I had to go see some friends, her too. And then we text back at like midnight, and I had to go to a party. And so I said, hey, I'm going somewhere. Do you want to go? And I was like, okay, maybe that's like she doesn't know me. It's a bit weird. Like I say, hey, we can go in the scooter. And I had to do a small technique to I was going to a
technique.
I was going to it was a girl house, so
Yeah.
it was a lot of girls, not only guys. I wanted to be sure that she thinks that she's happening in the house, and there's like only weird guys like looking at her. And so I put an audio of that girl of my friend in front of her, like super loud, to understand that there were girls inside, even though the audio was like 20 minutes before. It had nothing to happen. Just so.
Yeah.
But it's small things to do. Like it's just we had a discussion. No, but I mean, then I told her, because then we left the party, and I said, I didn't realize on the moment that sometimes you don't realize also as a man that you have to be more like, reassure more, and just not be like, just, hey, let's go to a thing, and be like, I'm a cool guy, we can go to the thing, it's okay.
Yeah, but there is the thing, like a lot of guys say they are cool guys.
I know.
You know?
But
so what's the difference between a truly good guy or a good guy that's not that good?
But and then I talked to her and I told her I'm sorry, and she was like, no, okay, and I was like, that's why I put the audio. I told her, like, the audio I mean, the audio, it was like my friend Sveva, shout out to her, by the way. I'm taking her room in June, and she met Marco. Shout out to Marco. I think he will be one of the next guests. And
cool.
he gave me his room in May, so I have 2 rooms now. It's really cool, guys.
Yeah, abandon me.
Yeah, sorry. But I will come back to see you at the hostel. And I told her that, and the audio was Feva saying, hey, Thomas, you can come with her, don't worry, blah, blah. And it was 20 minutes before I already responded to that. But she told me, it worked a bit, because I knew we were going to a party, really going to a party, and there were other people, not just like 1 or 2 friends of his. It was a girl, so it works. And we had a funny discussion with Maxine, shout out to her. She's now in Munich, but I told her, it's weird. Sometimes you like follow a girl without wanting, because you really have to go to the same place at night. And I said that my technique is like, I know it sounds a bit pretentious, but you talk about like political stuff, or like really what. Yeah, but
that's a good one.
I changed it, but you can be also the guy that like looks from afar and stuff. So what I do is like I talk loud with my friends, and we like kind of go past her.
Yeah,
I know that moment can be scary, the moment we go past her, because we like kind of almost run.
I saw
like,
today.
I do. We almost.
He walks very fast, and I have short legs.
And so
it was awful.
You talk about things where like I put some how do you say that in English? Quotes. Because I don't think that talking about politics makes you an intelligent person. But you talk about like what people usually think as intelligent and wealthy by the society.
Okay.
Really loud. And then you go past her, and Maxine told me he works, and now her boyfriend Jasper does that in Munich.
Really?
So,
we don't walk as much as in Rio as we do here.
You think you walk more in Rio?
In Rome? Yeah, definitely.
In Rome, in Europe, I would say. I think. I mean, in Paris we like to walk a lot with my friends. Sometimes
in Rio it's not that possible, so I wouldn't know that how. Yeah, exactly. But I get it. Like I have a lot of guy friends, and I think it's a really healthy exchange that we have, because there is a lot of point of views that guys doesn't have, because you're guys, you know. So you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the things to have the knowledge to understand what we went through. So I talk a lot with them. There was once we talked about how in a friendship you can develop romantic interest in someone, but for me as a woman, I had a lot of friends that tried to hook up with me and stuff like that, and it's a really bad thing, a bad feeling, because you start asking yourself, like, was he my friend just to hook up with me? Did he genuinely like me? Like, we were friends for real, or does he only want something out of it? You know? And I discussed this once with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Oh my God, I never stopped to think about that." I was like, "Yeah, you know, guys don't usually have to worry about those things, because if a girlfriend of yours is interested in you, you're like, oh hell yeah." But you don't have the feeling of, that he wanted to be friends just so we could hook up, or like, did he intentionally liked me for being a person, like living thing.
New friends.
Not only with new friends, I have friends like from years that one day were like, oh yeah, hell yeah, maybe we could I was like,
How did they present the thing? Because what is sad also with what you're saying is like maybe you can also think, am I a cool person or
it might just a piece of meat, you know?
Exactly.
Because they would have been smooth, like not go directly, but you know when a guy is approaching you more effectively, like affectuation and stuff like that. So it would be smooth, but I would get it because we get it, and then I was like, yeah, oh, he's trying to do that. Oh, maybe a friend asked a friend, and that friend came to me. He's like, yeah, he is, he's maybe interested. What do you think? And stuff like that. It was not their intention, you know, to make me feel that way. But I had a friend once. He was really close to me. He would go to my house and stuff like that. But with friends, I don't have trouble introducing to my parents. They frequently go to my house. We watch movies and stuff. My sister love all my friends. All my friends love my sister. And they would go to my house. And one day we hook up. And he was very nice. He was very cool. He was very respectful. It was good. And I got back with an ex, my second boyfriend, and they didn't like each other. And okay, it happens. They didn't like each other before I even knew both of them, so it didn't have nothing to do with me. And when I broke up with this boyfriend, when he broke up with me a couple of months after, this friend came and sent me a message like, "Oh, do you want to come over?" I was like, "Dude." It was like a day after. I was like, dude, ask me if I'm okay. I just broke up, you know? Like, what? We were friends. Just ask, how are you? You just broke up. He was like, yeah, come over. I was like, hell no. I won't be coming over. You know? No, definitely no. And I was pissed and I told him like, yeah, you should ask me if I'm okay, you know? Something like, I'm a human being as well. And then after that, he apologized a lot. We are good now. He understood that he acted poorly. Yeah.
Now, inverse shadow, reverse shadow.
No, he's a good guy, but he was
was
out of touch. Yeah. He was out of touch. So.
But don't you think that's the problem with those type of situation when you kiss one time a friend and you kiss him once, then he wanted to kiss hook up again? Don't you think he will? I mean,
I have a strict rule. I don't hook up with friends.
But you did with him.
Yeah, I did, and then it became like more strict.
So
you know,
with that guy. So with that guy, you don't think that you're still friends with him now?
Yeah.
Don't you think he always have that in back his head?
No, because he's been in a relationship for a long time. So
and now he broke up again with that girlfriend.
No.
Okay.
No. He's been. I broke up.
I know. Yeah.
But he's been in a relationship, and he understood what he got wrong. He understood what he got wrong, and we are good. Like he apologized a lot, and it was we're good now. He understood it. We didn't hook up again, I think. And I don't remember. But I think we didn't. And I have this rule, like after this, it became like more strong. Like it doesn't end well. So maybe someone catch feelings. Like it's possible, you know?
When you think about it, it's could be logical to catch. I mean, because you think about like you friend with that person, so it means like you on the emotional and psychological and mental, you have things in common, and then you find that person attractive, which doesn't mean you have to go out with her, but it means like okay, and then you kiss, you could be like okay, so maybe
it's logical.
It's not friendship. Maybe it's not friendship.
Maybe it works that much. And once I talked about this with.
It depends, though.
Yeah, I talked about this with a lot of people, and I don't remember who, but someone once like asked me this specific question. That was like, so you don't hook up with friends. So who do you hook up with? Enemies? I was like, yeah, basically.
Strangers. I mean,
because he was like, if the person that you hook up with is not your friend, what is he? You know,
no, okay.
you understood
I get
the
because your boyfriend has also to be your friend in a way.
No. My boyfriend, just one boyfriend. We've been friends before this.
No, I mean you have to have a good relationship.
Yes.
You have like to
yes.
be on the emotional, but also you have to
Yeah.
be friends.
But yeah, that the thing is, with my 3 of my boyfriends, I didn't consider them my best friends. Because I think I separate those things very clearly, because I had a conversation with my best friend, my best guy friends, from a different topics that I don't think it would be suitable sometimes with boyfriends. Not that I wasn't emotional available or didn't trust him. I trust them a lot. Or that I wasn't open and honest. I was, but I don't know. I think you should be a person outside of the relationship, because you have friends for it. And your boyfriend or your girlfriend are a specific person that it's your person in the world. I think maybe I saw it that way, but you still have your friends. I don't think that the person you're in a relationship in should be taking this position, because my best friends will always be my best friends. I joke with a friend of mine, my best friend in the whole world. She's my sister, and we have a tattoo together. And I tell her that for us to split, we have to take our arms off, because she has the same one in the same place. Yeah, it's intense. Yeah.
No, so it's like something for the for the production.
Okay.
For the, yeah.
And we joke that, and I think it's 2 separated roles that different people play in different times in your life and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's wrong or it's not, because I seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, my love and my best friend." I was like, "Yeah, okay, good for you." For me, yeah. But I don't think I can't feel that way. You know, I don't know if my boyfriend or maybe my husband or stuff like that will ever be like my best friends. I hope so one day, but I don't know. It's never happened.
It doesn't. I get it, but it sounds weird to me, because I think, like, what do you look for in a boyfriend then? Because you're going to be spending time together,
yes,
more than just a romantic fashion. You might, go on a day trip somewhere, and that's. You want to enjoy the person you're with in that case.
Yeah.
And that would, for me, as a friend.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You also have to talk with your boyfriend and girlfriends, guys.
Yeah. I talked about everything actually. Everything. But I always dealt with kind of not insecure guys, but jealous type of guys, because I think guys' egos are very thin and easy to scratch.
What?
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna finish. The podcast is done.
Yeah, I don't know if Emily agrees with me, but guys.
Maybe we tend to be more deconstructed.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because my last boyfriend, we wouldn't talk about past relationships, like mine past relationships. Yeah, because he would feel insecure and stuff like that. And but I want to know past relationships of people, because I think that made them who they are now, But my 3 relationships wasn't that good. Yeah, especially the first 2. They were very toxic guys.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't that cool or good relationships. I came out of them badly hurt. So it wasn't a nice topic to talk about. And he didn't like to talk about it because he didn't want to picture me in those situations. Yeah, whatever. I don't agree with, but I respected it. Yeah. So yeah, and in Rio, it's this really small city, and I hooked up with a lot of my friends. it's the best way to meet people. So we were in birthdays and stuff like that. So a guy would pass and was like, hi. And then my ex-boyfriend, who is it? I'm not, you know. Yeah. And it wasn't that comfortable situation, but I was never uncomfortable. Like we met a girl that he hooked up with. I was like, yeah, who is she? Oh, that okay.
Come meet with us.
Yeah, like you had a life before me, man. I know that. I had a life before you. So we have to accept that. Like you don't then and I feel like a lot of guys are jealous about that. Like I don't know if here they are not. So but
Italians?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, and I was never able to, with my friends, I talked about all of that stuff. Ooh, I saw someone and I saw him. Like, I could not gossip about this kind of things with my boyfriend, So the relationship is kind of different. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about everything. Like there was things that I only talked about with my ex-boyfriend, but there was some topics that I know that he wouldn't be comfortable sharing, that it was part of my life eventually, and that's what I think it has, those kind of separation of roles.
So I mean, I don't talk about the same exact thing with every friend. Like I have different
specific
best
topics,
friends. And some I have more fun with them, so I have more politics discussions. Some I have more like emotional discussions. So in a way, he's a best friend, maybe, or a friend, but like just different. And
that can be. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. And would you say this is all representative of generalizing Brazilian culture revolving around dating and sex and stuff?
Yeah, Brazilians are very open about it. We are very open about sexual lives and stuff like that, especially our generation. And we have carnival and all of stuff and parties and all things like that. And it's always been some cultural thing. And people often see and sexualize Brazilian women, especially. Because of that, like they think Brazilian is like a huge strip house,
Standard also.
Yeah.
Like Brazilian girls, it's like.
Yeah, big butts and stuff like that. So it's a difficult thing to talk about in Europe, especially because the way normal people saw us, they normally saw us. And but we've been always open about it. There is a distribution of condoms during carnival, so it's a crazy thing. And it's a party. It's I don't know if you've seen any pictures of carnival. People, it's hot as hell. So we often go out in bikinis and swimsuits, and guys often go out without shirts and stuff like that. So it's very hot. We walk around the city following a band that is playing samba or any kind of music that we have. I forgot the name, but that's okay. And it's a time when we go out to have fun, to meet people, to hook up, to do all of those things. So often tourists went there and think they can do anything, And it's a sensitive topic because there is part of us, I talk as me and my friends, to be harassed or kind of sexualized when coming down here, because people think it's easy to hook up with, that we always wanted, So for us down there, it's normal. We of course there is harassment and all of those stuff. Yeah, it's everywhere, unfortunately. But we openly talk about it. Maybe not so much with parents, maybe. But it was always something that it was fairly normal in school and among friends and stuff like that.
Do you think is in general young people, or like you come from middle social class,
young
or like
people.
cultural class?
Young people in general.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe in the favelas and stuff like that, people start having sex really early. So you see a lot of young moms. Yeah, in Brazil we have a lot of issues with absent fathers. So yeah, we don't have that much awareness about birth control and pills and condoms and stuff like that. But people, especially in poor places, have children very early, and that's I think that's yes, they don't have access to those kind of knowledge, you know.
Also, I mean, talking about sex, you said they have kids really early, so
Yeah.
it's also how you talk about it, like in a healthy way. And not, I remember sadly when we were like young in my middle school, we were talking a lot about sex, the guys especially, but it was not very, it was like without knowledge first, because
Yeah.
nobody of us had any type of sex. And so, so it's, you would say it's,
Yeah, in
it's pretty
schools not
open.
that much. Like with teachers and especially the last government, they
I
were
was going
trying
to ask, yeah.
to wash it out. Like kids are not supposed to talk about this, but it's awareness amongst the body. You know, people shouldn't touch here and there and this way and that way. You know, so we don't have that much of knowledge spread in schools, and I don't think we talked enough in home about it with. Older people telling us things that we should know. We discovered a lot of things by ourselves. I don't know if I'm just saying by my home and stuff, but I have a lot of friends that can discuss that with their parents, and it's a normal thing. I find that awesome. But I don't think it's like the rule. You know, I don't think that's the ordinary thing.
That's the question I was going to ask. I mean, you had like a awful government, fascist. I mean, really
Yeah.
conservative at least. But yeah. So how did it affect also all that culture of talking about those things? But also the gay community was like persecuted.
Yes,
Under like
yes.
I heard like the murder and you told me also the Brazilian. Well, you will tell
Brazil
us.
is one of the countries that most kill transgender people. Yeah. We have a huge community. The parade in São Paulo is huge. So people often celebrate it. I think that's beautiful. But we had a president that wanted everybody dead or in jail. So it was, it affected a lot of the families. It affected mine. My mom and dad voted for him. Me and my sister. My sister, she's 14. And it's funny because she discussed a lot of it, but she doesn't have the kind of knowledge that we talked about the other day. Because they are already in their 50s. It's too late, maybe, to change their mind. They are too rooted in that thing. It was like, but the Bolsonaro thing, it was like so paranoid, you know? It was like so robotic that people like didn't see anything far from here, you know? So they are deep rooted in that. So it doesn't, you will only tire yourself from arguing. There's no need to. And she doesn't have that kind of knowledge. So she often would argue with them. I was like, babe, please don't do that. You're 14. Of course they won't hear you. Like, I know what you're saying is valid and it made sense. And yeah, I agree with you, but you are 14. They will not listen you. They wouldn't listen me. You know, rather you that's no point. The same with grandmothers. Like, she doesn't even vote anymore. Why would I try to change her mind? She doesn't go out of her house to vote. So there's no point in that.
The problem with what we saw in Brazil, in the US now and during Trump, but now still on, or in Poland, in Hungary, and now with more and more in France and everywhere around the world, is like, as you said, it's not about knowledge because they don't have the same reality as us. They're under fake news constantly, like every day.
Yeah.
So they don't live in the same reality as us. If I saw a documentary about people voting far right in France, and the video is done. Well, voting far right, and they they ask them, yeah, why are you voting far right? And the guy responding, yeah, because when migrant people come to in our countries, they receive like a bank account with like €1,000 per month and stuff like that. So they don't have the same information as us. So it's not possible to say, well, you're wrong.
You cannot argue with craziness.
Exactly, and lies. I mean,
it's crazy because he was the same parent. It was the same generation when the internet started. They were like, "Don't believe everything you see," and here are they believing everything that they see. You know, it's crazy. You don't argue with crazy people in crazy state of mind, because it's clearly that info is fake, is manipulated, but they believe that with their whole heart. And you're like, yeah, I don't have the means to tell you, like, I don't know how to tell you how wrong is this information, you know?
I'm afraid that we're all going to become this way. When we become old, we'll be like the old farts who don't know anything about anything.
We'll talk about DVD and stuff.
Yeah. Or like,
do you remember when we did podcasts?
My thing is, I think, in the way that maybe older people these days cannot really understand the trans person issue, I think soon enough, people are going to start wanting to get married with robots, and we're not going to understand that, and we never will. So I'm never going to accept someone getting married with a robot.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen.
That
and
makes sense.
We're going to be the old farts who don't get it and who are against human rights, Yeah, so I don't know, some scary stuff. Yeah, just stay open-minded, guys.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, are you happy?
Yeah, a lot.
In your life? No, it's, yeah. It's one of the questions.
Right now I am. I feel like it's funny because I talked about this with a couple of friends. We went to the Trevi Fountain, and you have to make a wish. And then I got the coin, and I was like, well, I'm here. What else could I wish for? You know? And it struck me like that, like, what I want now that I have something that I've longed for so much time. What do I want now, right now? Like I bought the camera that I wanted to. Then I did the trip that I wanted. I'm here. I did it. So now what I wanted, and I asked for something for my mom and for my dad. I was like, yeah, oh yeah, I asked for someone else. Like, I'm here, I'm happy. I don't know what I want more than what I already have right now. So
beautiful.
Thanks.
It's a beautiful note to end the podcast on. So, Tatiana, thank you so much for coming. It was a really, really fun podcast. I loved it. And shout out to Emily for your hard work behind the scenes. Next time we'll give you a microphone because you had lots of stuff to say.
Guys, thank you for listening. It's been the fourth episode. I hope you like it. Me and Francois would like to thank you. Also, maybe ask you if you want to share it, if you want to put comments, review on it, tell us what you think, what could be better, stuff like that. Yeah, and on Spotify and on YouTube, we try to make the best quality thing we can with our stuff, which is not that bad. It's okay. I mean, like now, 2 of the cameras just went down. I don't know, the one yours still.
Yeah, it's still rolling. Yeah.
One is still running, so it's almost out of battery. But it was a long episode today. Really interesting, and we thought about also maybe sometimes we have a lot of ideas, but yeah.
And also, is there anything you want to shout out or a plug you want to make? Yeah, where can we find you online?
I really want to thank you guys for having me. When Thomas invited me, I was like, hell yeah, that's an experience I want to have here in Rome. It's a good thing, like, to share, and I'm really fortunate to be able to have this experience with you guys. So thank you very much.
Likewise. Where can we find you online?
Where can we find your films?
Oh,
film, not
yeah,
you,
they're
not
in my portfolio and Behance. But you can go there from my Instagram. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, underscore. Yeah. So my Instagram is @_Tatiana Coelho. So you can find me there. Yeah, I post pictures and.
Cool. Check it out, guys. Guys, have a great day or great evening. Have a fun life and see you on the next episode.
Ciao, guys.